to another exciting episode of Wave the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargamer Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You, Get Off My Lawn. Wave the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the Wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything in between. So for you first-time viewers, we do a lot of painting talk as well as a lot of what's under the sun, meaning no topics are barred. We'll talk about anything and everything. So beware. We can go right off the rails right away on this show, or we can stay right on topic. It really all depends on you guys and the feedback I get from you guys. Sometimes everybody's pretty good. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you don't. So, for everybody that is attending live, of course, you can always ask your comments in the chat, whichever direction it might be appearing. Of course, you can also send an email to chris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. You can send your questions there. And, of course, if you have pictures or anything like that, you want to show off what you're working on, or, you need help with a particular thing, and you're like, hey, Kris, what the heck's going on here? Or you want help with the color scheme, whatever it is. Pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other places because it's just annoying. And, there's often ads and stuff like that running, and, it's just annoying. It's annoying. So, as attachments in the email. Of course, also in the description below is a link to wavethebrush.com, and that is the central hub of all this silliness. It has links to all the social medias, Discord, Instagrams, all that stuff. And, of course, links for t-shirts. If you want to help support the cause and look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world, they're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. Of course, if you purchase yourself a shirt, and big thank you to everybody who has, send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is at wayofthebrush.com. Because, it's kind of nice to put faces to names and names to faces, and, just see who's out there. Just kind of have a look at you guys and go like, geez, is this the crowd that's listening to my ramblings? Of course, also at wayofthebrush.com, you'll find links for Patreon support. If you want to consider supporting monetarily. Huge thank you to all my patrons who currently support me. Without their support, a lot of these things wouldn't happen. Equipment upgrades, site maintenance, and all these other things just wouldn't be possible without their support. And if you're considering supporting, a huge thank you. I only ever charge per Way of the Brush, so I do produce other videos here and there, but I only ever charge for Way of the Brush, and so I only ever do these maybe 4 times a month, right? Depending on how many Saturdays there are in a month. So you kind of know what you're in for if you're considering contributing. And of course, big thank you to everybody who currently does. Another big thank you to Guy Muir Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That is his YouTube channel. Check him out, Beer and Blood Bowl. If you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some Blood Bowl, that's where it's happening. That is where it's happening. Everything else happening there. Forget about this. It's happening there. This is not happening. Beer and Blood Bowl, because it's Beer and Blood Bowl. And I mean, like, who doesn't love Beer and Blood Bowl? I mean, or Blood and Beer Bowl. There it is. That's it. So we always say thank you to Carl for taking the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before every email segment. And so I always say segment, but it's not really a segment. It's kind of just, let's do an email, It's not like it's specific times. It's whenever I remember to do them. Which is usually like near the end of the show. Or sporadically throughout the show. I don't know. It all depends. It all depends what kind of mood I'm in. Depends on how, cause I'm a fickle individual. And, I just do whatever I want. I just do whatever I want. So who's joining us today? I can see Kevin Gabal. Happy Monkey Day. Oh, happy 250th episode. 250th episode. 250th episode. Yeah. I should have done something, but I think I should probably do something for the 300th episode. Definitely. The 300th episode. But that'll be another, year from now, maybe, right? If I do an episode and don't miss a weekend, it'll be a year away. But maybe we'll do something big. I don't know how big. It all depends. But yeah, 250 episodes of this. Whew, man. Where does the time go? And you know, like I've recently realized that, you know, I've been doing this a while. I think Way the Brush and Mini Wargamer Kris and just myself, they've kind of just become, you know, synonymous with each other. That, you know, where does one begin and the other end? And, you know, I've tried to keep all these things kind of compartmentalized, but everything's kind of spilling over into other things, and so it's just, you know, it's just me. That's all the show is just me. Lord Krabby, I love that new intro. Well, thank you, Lord Krabby, and big thank you to my brother for writing the music on that. And I always forget and you know, I always thank Carl, and I always thank my patrons, and I thank everybody for tuning in. I always forget to thank my brother. That makes me a bad brother, I think, right? That makes me a bad brother? I think so. Probably. I mean, I never said I was a good brother. I never said I was good at anything. On that note, I kind of feel depressed now. G squared. Hey, monkeys and Monkey Lord. Hey, Grim over on Twitch. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Grim. Aaron Seach. Howdy, Kris, and my fellow monkeys. Greetings and salutations on this fine Saturday. And it is a fine Saturday for us over on the North American side of things. The sun is shining. The air is cool. Summer is finally starting to approach. I'm going to take out the barbecue today. I'm going to barbecue up some hamburgers and some doggy hots. And so, yeah, looking forward to that. We'll have that for dinner today. I probably should get myself some beers. I think Kris is going to have to hit the beer store there in a bit. Maybe right after the show. Right after the show, I'll go and hit the beer store. Anyway, NorCal Todd, good morning, everyone. Good morning, NorCal Todd. It's been a while since I read that name. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. Missed last week's episode because I was watching Endgame, but now I'm back. Well, welcome back, Ghost of Starman Deluxe. And did you like Endgame? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? I have a few minor nitpicks about Endgame, but I enjoyed it. Like, overall, it's a solid, for me, in my little, you know, way I kind of rate things in my brains. It's a solid 8.5. Infinity War was a solid 9. 9 point whatever, but it was a solid 9. Endgame was not as, it just loses out. There was too many, not too many, but there was a few things in the movie that I just kind of like, it was just, you know, no. I have issues with Endgame. It wasn't as great as Infinity War. Infinity War was like this rocket ride, just taking us further and further, and then like a roller coaster, and then as soon as the end comes, it's like, oh my god, and we're over the thing, and it's like, no, they really didn't do all that, did they? Oh my god, you know what I mean? And it had that. And Endgame, it was great as a resolution to all that, you know what I mean? But it just kind of, I don't know. The way it starts was interesting, but I mean, you know, I don't know. It just, you know, again, Infinity War was much better, in my opinion. My measly little opinion out of how many billions of people on this planet. Millions who've seen the movie. Millions more who haven't seen the movie and probably wouldn't care to see the movie. But either way. Dark Commission. Hi, Kris and Monkey Nuts. Monkey Nuts. Space monkeys. Ready to be shot into space. I should revive Project Mayhem. Or did Project Mayhem need reviving? I had an idea about it, but we'll discuss it later. Crap, where am I? Ramvi. Hiya, monkeys. Hiya, Kris. Hiya, Ramvi. Anthony B. Shotgun beers. I know it. Because the thing is I normally don't drink beer out of a can, and yeah, I usually drink out of a bottle, like a baby bottle. No, and you know, so it's usually not out of a can. So like I don't normally shotgun beers. I chug them, but I don't shotgun them. Not that I usually chug beers either. Since Kris is getting older and Kris has got to watch his health, I mean, I shouldn't be shotgunning beers. Sir Peanut Butter, howdy Kris and Monkeys, howdy. Anthony B, holy or holy? Holy. All that is whole, yeah. This is an old shirt. This is like one of the first ones. And where is it? Yeah, I got a hole in my armpit somewhere. There's holes somewhere. But the old trusty here, my old trusty one here, getting kind of old and ratty. But I still like it. It's comfy and it's nice and it's that old t-shirt level where it's like the cotton is so nice and soft, and it's, I don't know what I'm doing here, but anyway, it's comfy. That's all I'll say. It's comfy. Dark Mission, episode 250. Send your t-shirt photos for my ugly wall. Yeah, it's kind of like those bars that post your pictures up on the wall. It's kind of like that. It's that kind of vibe, right? It's like a bar. Post your picture. It's like, oh my God. Is that what he looks like? The Gim, there he is. It's me, the Bearded Gim. I'm never up to see an episode, and I'm today, so I'm here to say Eldar suck. You know what? You need to change it, man. You need to change that, because it's not, Eldar don't exist anymore. They don't exist other than Lord of the Rings, maybe. Because it's Eldari. Everything's Eldari. Warhammer 40k, if that's what you're talking about. Elves in space, Eldari. The Eldar doesn't exist anymore. So, Anthony B, episode 250. I never said I was good anything. I was a good anything. Yeah, well, I have never said I was a good anything. Wait, have I? I've made a lot of claims in my day, but being good at anything, I don't think I have. Except maybe being an asshole. Sophie, wow. Who's looking forward to the new contrast paints? So, Warhammer Fest has happened today. This is what is the date? Come on, where's calendar? Oh, there it is. It's May 11th. Today, as the filming of this episode, it's May 11th, 2019? I don't know what year it is. Warhammer Fest, Games Workshop has announced, well, they've been teasing it for a bit. Since what? About Adepticon, they've been teasing this. So it's the end of March they've been teasing. And they are releasing new colors. They've announced it. Contrast is brand new colors coming out from Citadel. I'm very excited for the release. I'm very excited. And I'm looking forward, because invariably I will, get my hands on them. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to it. I think these things, Gim, piss off, man. Of course, Gim sends me a message. Eldari suck. Bah. Or bah. Bah or bah. I don't know. Maybe he's a goat. Goat boy. So, contrast. I'm looking forward to it. Exciting. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for the release date. Who knows when that is? I don't know. Did they say it at Warhammer Fest when the release is for this? So, yeah. It's going to be fun. Exciting. Definitely. No more gray armies. I truly believe it. I believe it. I'm a believer. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid in that regards. Sir Peanut Butter, 55, and rain here in Texas. But is it a dry rain? Whatever dry rain is. Aaron Seach, after the show, he'll send the wife now. And when she comes back, shotgun a beer live on the show. Bottoms up, Monkey Lord. No, the wife's at work today. She's at work. She's not having fun. She's been working a long stretch, so she's not happy. But thankfully, Mother's Day's tomorrow, And I picked her up something, so, you know. You know, they say, happy wife, happy life. I live by those words because it's true. Because otherwise she can make your life a hell. But when she's happy, man, you can get away with all sorts of crap. That's some marriage advice for y'all. For anybody who's out there considering getting married. It goes for any marriage. It goes for any marriage. But yeah. Yeah. You keep your spouse happy. You can get away with whatever you want. Endgame was enjoyable. Oh, Grim over on Twitch. Endgame was enjoyable. Movie for sure, but there were a few minor bits. Yeah, Grim, I think you and I might be on the same page on what some of the things, which I won't mention due to spoilers, that would have changed it all in theory. I think the official ban, the official ban on spoilers, I think they've said pretty much anybody who's going to see this movie now has already seen it, I think. And if you haven't seen this movie and want to see it and don't want spoilers, like, what are you waiting for? Like, sign from God? Like, man, it's been like, what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 4 weeks? I don't even know. I don't even remember when I went. I don't even remember. The whole thing's a blur. And, you know, yeah, so get on that, man. Like, holy crap. Anthony B, I like the way you think, Aaron. Kevin Cabal, I'm definitely contrast curious. You're contrast curious? Yeah, you're curious, huh? I was going to go somewhere with that, but... Ghost to Starman Deluxe. Endgame was incredible, in my opinion. Some minor nitpicks, but I think it's easier to find weak points in a really good film. Sure. Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that. Like I said, like I enjoyed it. It was a solid 8.5. Like, it was a good movie. It's a solid film. There was just a few nitpicky minor things. They don't completely kill the movie for me. Like one movie. Okay, and I think I've talked about this movie before. One movie that completely was just ruined in the experience was the one with Gerard Butler and Jamie Foxx, Law Abiding Citizen. I watched that movie. I went to the show and watched that one. And I think that's why I was doubly pissed about it. Because that movie, the characters were really really good. Like, Gerard Butler, he's not the strongest actor in the world, but he's pretty damn good. And, you know, you're watching it and you're like, okay, Gerard, yeah, oh, he's dangerous. And, and Anthony Fox. Anthony Fox? No, not Anthony Fox. Jamie Foxx. Who's Anthony Fox? Anyway. Who am I talking about again? So the two characters are going in this movie, and it's this whole cat and mouse thing. And then the movie ends. The climax of the movie ends with this stupid ass Hollywood ending, and it wasn't the logical point at which it would go. Now, yeah, you can argue subverting expectations, but that was just lame. It was lazy and lame, and that was one of those things where, because basically it was one of those movies where, and a spoiler, if you haven't seen this movie, it's been years ago, where basically it feels more like, kind of like Endgame or Infinity War, where basically the bad guy should have won. There was nothing you could do, and in fact, that would have been a stronger message of the overall theme of the movie, letting the bad guy win, because in the real world, the bad people win sometimes, right? They do get their victories, but that makes it all the much more satisfying when the good people come together and defeat the evil, as it were, right? And that movie just threw in this really BS Hollywood ending, and it pissed me off. And that's one of the movies where I was like, oh, and it was like at the end of the movie, and I was like, done, I'm done. So yeah, that movie pissed me off. Now, having said that, Endgame, nowhere near that kind of level. I was like, let's keep going. Another part comes along, and I was like, whatever. So, yeah. Anyway. Johnny's Chop Shop. Kris explains it all. The game watched Endgame, and now I have a A natural costume for Comic-Con. I could be Fat Thor. Yeah. 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 I'm, I mean, you could even play it like au natural, right? And and have no shirt in typical Gim fashion. Just walk around with just suspenders, no shirt, have a big hammer. Anyway, Dark Commission, what is Endgame? What is Endgame? Exactly, what is Endgame? George Hintz over on Twitch. Hi. Hi. Hi, George. Hi. Aaron Seach. Have not seen any of the Infinity War movies. So, Aaron, you never seen any of the Infinity War? Like, you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies? Is that because it's all been leading up to Infinity War? All the movies have been leading up to Infinity War. First Avengers movie, it's leading up to Infinity War. It's all been about Infinity War, essentially, because it's all been about the Infinity Stones. So, all the Marvel movies, Infinity War. Lord Krabby, I'm looking forward to Krypton Dark Sun. Blightborn. Okay. Sure. I don't know what that is. Anthony B, I'm so far behind on the MCU. I saw the first Avengers, and that is it. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, if you enjoyed the first Avengers, it was enjoyable. You know, good bit of cinema. Good bit of cinema. Does that make sense? I don't know. But, yeah. Anthony B, episode 250. There's a hole here somewhere. There's a hole somewhere? An a-hole. A-hole. Anthony B, I think the paints will be excellent for Speed Horde painting. Speed Horde. For Speed Hordes? That sounds too close to something else. Speed Horde. If you drop the D, it sounds like something else. Anyway, yeah. That's the way it's looking with these contrasts. It's exciting. These contrast paints, it's exciting. I'm looking forward to the release day. Whenever that is. Dark Commission. Episode 250. Happy wife. Sad wallet. Aaron Siege getting married in August. And thank you, Monkey Lord. Well, thank you. Well, no, congratulations. No, thank you. Congratulations, Aaron. Yeah. Well, I follow Aaron on Facebook, and I see his posts. I'm stalking him. I'm stalking Aaron. That's what I'm doing. What is it? Cyber creeping? I'm cyber creeping. I cyber creep people. I'm a cyber creeper. Lord Krabby, episode 250. Tau wife, greater life. I wonder. Yeah, if you had a Tau wife, would it be greater life? Don't know. Anthony B, congrats for Aaron. Congrats. Yes, congrats, Aaron. When is it? In August? Wow, that's just around the corner, man. Getting nervous? I bet you get nervous. Scared? I bet you're scared. You're scared. Don't lie. You're nervous. Old Man Logan over on Twitch. Hey, Kris and Monkeys. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday indeed, Old Man Logan. We do have an email from Old Man Logan today, too, so, as well, I should say. Two. We got a few emails, actually. We got a few. We got the email situation in hand, so I think we're good. I mean, you can keep sending more. I mean, please, send more. Johnny Shop, a little bit off topic, but what is the ratio for beating someone's ass for money they owe you for a painting job? Dollars to minutes for the beating, asking for a friend. Well, it all depends. I mean, are we just, like, figuratively going to go beat their ass? Or are we, like, proper showing up with baseball bats going to kneecap them and, Because, I mean, like, if we're talking hundreds, thousands, yeah, a beating's coming. Oh, we're only talking like $100. Is it really worth it? Maybe threaten them a little bit, shake them around, maybe. Yeah. What is the ratio for beating someone's ass for money? Yeah, I would say it's like a 1. If it's less than $100, just some stern words, and maybe public shaming. But if we're talking close to $1,000, thousands of dollars, then I advocate kneecappings. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Go ahead and do it. Yeah, I should do it with my hand over my mouth. That way I can claim or redub this. Yes, so I personally advocate kneecapping people who owe you large sums of money, especially when you do a job honorably and complete it within a timely fashion, and then they, are deadbeats. So there's a reason why it's called deadbeats, because oftentimes they get beat dead. So yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Lord Krabby, Endgame, more like a game? A game? I don't get it. Like A? Like that? Or like a Canadian, A? Take off, A? Oh, it's A game, A? The Gim, contrast paints have more painting skill than I do. I don't know about that, Gim. But I can't wait for the contrast to be released. Ghost Starhead Deluxe. What the heck is Speed Horde? Speed Horde painting. You gotta enunciate, otherwise it sounds like you're saying something else. Speed Horde painting. He's talking about like having a whole horde of models and getting through them. He's speculating that that's what that's going to be good for. And I would concur with that assessment. Milliam Burr. Hey. Anthony B. The paints would help painting horde armies quickly. Yes. Old Man Logan. Congrats, Aaron. Yes, congrats. Aaron Seach. I fell off the Marvel movie train because of Nicolas Cage and his horrible performance as Johnny Blaze in Ghost Rider. You know what? I've never seen those movies. I've never seen those ones. I'm not a big Nicolas Cage fan either, but back in the day he was a good actor. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you got to wonder about these choices, right? So I don't know. Lord Krabby, Kris. When James Gunn, director of Guardians of the Galaxy, got the boot from Disney, DC picked him up immediately. Now he's doing a horror movie called Brightborn. It's starring an evil Superboy. Cool. Sounds fun. Sounds really fun. Grim. Kris, you're starting to sound like a painting mafia. No. But I mean, hey, like if it's like $100, seriously though, I mean, like, okay, like, come on. And you know what I mean? And spread the word. Hey, I did a paint job for this schmuck. It didn't pay, so beware, right? Totally do that. And even if it's in thousands of dollars, then yeah. If you're talking thousands of dollars though, I mean, you could seek legal action, I suppose. Or just show up with some people. No, you better take legal action. There was no way I could word any of that without it sounding bad, so. Like, now, mind you, like, damn near 20 years ago, I did commission painting. And, no, I back in those days, though, we weren't, again, that's a problem with a lot of commission painting services, is that the painter always undervalues their work and their time. Always. And people don't have proper expectations of the skill set it takes to create these wonderful little pieces for you. And they don't want to pay for it. So everybody wants it for the lowest value. And so unfortunately, commission painting studios are always lowballing each other and driving the price down and undervaluing their work, going for like sweatshop type prices, and that shouldn't be the case. I've made this argument to other artists as well. Commission painting, it should be the artist should get together, okay, like a union, if you will, but it doesn't have to be a union, but kind of like a union. Solidarity amongst all these commission artists, these miniature painters who are undervalued. A vast majority are undervalued. It would appear anyway. I have no idea. I have no idea what commission painters are actually making, if they can make a living at it, or like what the prices are like. For a vast majority, I don't have that information, but their work is undervalued because I have done commission painting, and my time and work and skill set was undervalued. And if I quoted a certain price, people, yeah, I'm not paying that, right? But that's what it would cost in my time. Even if I worked it out like minimum wage, that's what the cost would be. No, I don't pay it. So people don't do it, right? And a lot of times, you know, these people are all lowballing each other, right? It's like tattoo artists. You used to go in for a tattoo way back in the day, and the prices varied from one shop, even within the same town, from one shop to the other. Prices would vary per hour, right? But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I don't know when it happened, all of a sudden, all the shops pretty much pay, or charge, I should say, charge the same rate or similar rates, right? And for a good tattoo, well, even a mediocre tattoo, whatever the studio is paying, right, or charging, you know, you fully expect to pay anywhere from $100 to $200 an hour. Heck, I think somewhere $300 an hour. But my point being is, somewhere equilibrium was reached amongst all those artists. And commission painting should be the same way. Commission artists should be the same way. But no, everybody wants to lowball each other because everybody wants to try and grab that green. Excuse me. But, you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of dollars out there. And this is a luxury hobby. So everybody who's got money to spend on this hobby has money. And they can afford, if they really want those models painted to a standard, any kind of standard, you got to pay. You got to pay. And so commission artists need to stop freaking lowballing each other and come together and decide on that this is what everybody is going to pay for commission work. And all the artists have to do that. They all have to, everyone, every single one. Otherwise, the ones who lowball the rest of them, they're going to be scabs. And you don't want to be a scab because you're a scab, right? You're looked down upon. So everybody wants to be respectable, right? And of course, with good business ethic. But that's the other one that's a hard one to find amongst commission artists, because most of them are the artists. And most artists lack good business sense. So that's a problem. But if everybody agrees, well, we're going to charge pretty much for this kind of standard, this much. This kind of standard, this much. This kind of standard, this much, right? If all the artists can agree upon that, equilibrium be reached, and then artists can actually start properly making a solid attempt at doing commission painting as a viable way of making a living. It's the only way it's going to happen. It's the only way it's going to happen. Everything else, everybody's just going to keep lowballing each other, and it's going to be bullshit the whole time. And, you know, there'll be no consistency. But just like tattoo artists, right? Because tattoo started off kind of underground, right? Kind of, there was no regulations. There was no health concerns. There was no, you know what I mean? Like tattoo, you can just, whatever, right? But now tattoo artists are held at a certain regard. And wherever you go, tattoo artists all pretty much charge similar rates. Everybody's pretty up there as far as what they're charging. And commission artists need to do the same thing. Commission miniature painters have to do the same thing. They have to, Everybody has to just go, you know what? Bang, we're all charging this much. And that's it. Right? Go higher for, you know, some of the really great painters out there. Really fast ones, really efficient studios, whatever. But everybody needs to start charging that appropriate amount for their work. So, there you go. Anyway, where am I? I don't know. Hey, Dark Commission, episode 250. Hey, I want my money. I want my money. I want my money. Give me my money. Ebb and Flow. Sup, everybody? Sup, Ebb and Flow? Dark Commission, episode 250. Forget competition. Let's start a cartel. The painting cartel. Can I be like Marlon Brando? I'll be big fat Marlon Brando. Anyway, that was a terrible Brando impression. Anyway, Sophie Wow, if you can't afford to have someone paint your minis, don't order. There's a few who'd like to paint some minis for me, but have low funds, being a kid, LOL. Okay, wait. If you can't afford to have someone paint your minis, don't order. There's a few I'd like to paint some minis for me, but have low funds, being a kid. Gotcha. That was a long ass sentence. But anyway, yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. But I mean, if you don't have the resources to pay for, you know, commission painting, well then you don't get commission painting. You got to learn to paint, or, you know, whatever, right? But hey, you know what? There's other ways to work out, you know, getting, you know, somebody to paint your army, right? I mean, you know, for example, you know, okay, here we go. Here's an example of like a pretty good trade, right? You buy a tactical squad. Okay, get your buddy to paint your tactical squad, and I'll buy you a tactical squad. Right? Okay, sure, right? Or if you have another skill set, and you share your skill set with that person and say, you know what, you can paint really well. I can, you know, build a deck, and I'll rebuild your deck for you. And you can paint a 3,000 point army for me. That would sound like a fair trade to me, you know? So, it's all about exchanging skill sets, too. That's another way of paying, right? John Chop Shop, episode 250. Hey, you got my money. You got my money? You got my money? You got my money. I don't know why it always busts into like a Batman. You got my money. Anyway, Old Man Logan, part of the problem I find is that other painters undervalue their time, which puts pressure on other painters to lower prices. I don't completely lowball myself, but I charge less than I would. Right, exactly. You have to stay competitive. You have to. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You shouldn't have to do that. Right? Everybody kind of should agree, here's the bottom, okay? You can charge more if you want, if you think your work is that much more valuable, but charging way less is wrong, right? There's a point where everybody goes, no, you know what, we're not going to charge any less than this, everything else above, because, you know, everybody else who's made an actual name for themselves, who put in the serious amount of time to develop those skills, that reflects in those paint jobs. I remember we've talked about this one in the past. Somebody had mentioned, I can't remember what her name is. I think was it Jennifer Haley, and she had done a piece, and she sold it like it was like, you know, she spent like 100 and some hours on it, and she sold it for like $200 or $300, and it was a single miniature or something like that. That, I mean, like that to me that sounds like undervaluing her time and paint job, and she just wanted to get rid of it, and maybe she was doing it friend price, maybe, right? But, you know, because I mean, there's always that friend price thing too, so, you know. But I mean, if you're just doing friend jobs, that doesn't sound right. Friend job, you're just doing friend jobs anyway, and it's just kind of local, and you really have no aspirations of making a serious go at it. But when you start becoming an actual professional shop, website, you know what I mean? Maybe you can start taking on employees, and you know what I mean, and that kind of thing, and becoming an actual business. Yeah, that's where the cap has to be created. Doing friend stuff, okay, not a big issue. But it's when you're going to try and become an actual business. You're going to actually make an actual go of this. So it's going to pay your bills. Becomes a business. It's no longer a hobby. It's no longer you're painting for fun. You're not painting for friends. You're a business. You pay me. I'll get the job done for you in a timely fashion according to what you want. Right? Your proper contractor at that point. So anyway. Lord Krabby, this painting union speech brought to you by Kris. Seriously though, that's what has to happen. It has to happen. Otherwise people are just going to keep lowballing and this whole market will never properly develop. It'll just stay backyard, bush league kind of, yeah. Old Man Logan, Coach Kris with a powerful pregame prep talk. Old Man Logan, I still charge more than most of them. Right. But as you develop as a name and you start taking on these actual jobs and stuff like that, yeah. You know what I mean? You can charge more, right? But this is really only for people who are going to make a serious go of it. You know? Yeah. Sophie, episode 250. It's actually paint talk. I like it. That's good. Yeah, we're actually talking paint. You know what? Can I copy those little smiley things? They look like Gumbies or Gumbies. You know, like the Jujubes? No, it didn't translate. Maybe YouTube will do it. Will YouTube do it? Come on, YouTube. YouTube. No, YouTube doesn't give me the smileys either. YouTube doesn't give me the smileys. G squared, episode 250. Painters undervalue their work every time. Yes, they do. They do. And this is not just miniature painting either. It's in a lot of fields of art. You know? Yeah. Dark Commission, I always quoted commission painting at UK minimum wage, which was why my business died. No one wants to pay. No one wants to pay. Unfortunately. Right? But, because everybody's thinking, well, I can go and get it somewhere cheaper. Somebody will do it cheaper. Right? Whereas, if people appropriately price what actual time is worth and actually start viewing it as an actual thing, an actual kind of occupation, then yeah, right? Because I think that's what it is. But with the tattoo, because I keep coming back to the tattoo arts because that's about the closest thing I can think of. And yeah, when it stopped being basement kind of back alley kind of deals to get a tattoo, and you know what I mean. And it started becoming an actual thing, and there were shops all over the place, and there was a massive boom at some point. When was that? It just seems like tattoo shops were all over the place, everywhere. Even small towns had like 2 or 3. Like this town has, I think, 2 or 3. And this is a small ass town. This is only like 50,000 people, I think, here. 60? No, 50. I think it's 50,000 in this area. And it's got, I think, 2 or 3 tattoo places. So, you know. So anyway. That's why there has to be solidarity. There has to be solidarity. Old Man Logan, episode 250. Don't be a scab. Don't be a scab. Frickin' scabs. I'm not really a pro-union guy most of the time, but I do see the benefit of unions. There's more benefits to unions than there are drawbacks. Demon Wrath. I always say Demon Wraith. It's Demon Wrath. I can't. Demon Wrath. Demon's Wrath. Hey, Kris, your Gundam looks awesome. Can't wait till we get a Gundam Marine Bandai Warhammer. Oh, man, yeah. I was talking about this yesterday on Painting Auxilium. And Warhammer community dropped, in my mind, a bombshell yesterday. Bandai and Games Workshop partnering together to create 7-inch Warhammer 40K Space Marine. Blew my mind. I was super excited when I heard that one. I was like, this has got to be fake. I gotta check this. I gotta verify all this. This is just too damn good to be true. And I've talked about many times, about how Games Workshop really should adopt the way Bandai does plastics. Because the way Bandai does plastics is masterful. And Bandai really, Bandai has been around for a very long time. I think they're older than Games Workshop, much older, by at least maybe 10 years. And so they've been in the plastic games for a very long time. They've been in this model game for a very long time. And Games Workshop started off more as miniatures out of pewter sculpts, right? Proper sculpts, making miniatures, right? But now everything's becoming very digital, and they want to switch to styrene plastic for everything. And they're really, Games Workshop is still kind of new at styrene plastic. That's at the styrene plastic game, whereas Bandai, masterful, and and with this new 7-inch figure, I'm hoping it's fully posable. I'm hoping that they do it in typical Bandai fashion, where we get clear parts for like lenses, multicolors, so that that somebody who's brand new to the hobby can pick up this kit, assemble it, and have a good looking thing to sit on their shelf, right? It most likely will be an ultramarine. Just accept it and move on. Blue plastic, yellow trim. It'll have a black bolt gun, metal bolter parts, clear lenses, and you know what I mean? Like all these things. And they'll be in the kit, and you can fully assemble the model and bang, be done. Here's the other one too. You can LED the kit, right? Because it's got clear parts on it. You can LED it and make those freaking things glow. My God, I am super excited. I'm more excited about this than I am new paints, new models. Bandai and Games Workshop, that is, again, when I was doing the live stream yesterday, painting Auxilium, I was so excited I almost dropped some F-bombs. And yeah, because man, it just blew my mind. I was super excited, man, super excited, because I love Bandai kits, Star Wars, Gundam. Man, Bandai just has it all going on. And come to think of it now, I'm wondering, because Bandai, right? I'm pretty sure Bandai, I mean, somebody can correct me on this, but I'm pretty sure Bandai's been around as a company and and manufacturing plastic kits for a very long time. And it's not just Star Wars, Bandai, or Gundams, but they do like World War II kits, and you know what I mean? Like they've been around. They have to have been around from the 70s, because I'm pretty sure that when they were making the original Star Wars movies, they were using Bandai's World War II kits to make the little gribblies on the models for the spaceships and stuff like that. Those were from Bandai kits for World War II kits. So I'm pretty sure Bandai's been around manufacturing plastic kits for a very long time. Anyway, and I'm sure Games Workshop, in some fashion, was inspired by what they were doing, because Bandai, at their facility, they have a 1-to-1 Gundam. Okay? There's a 1-to-1 Gundam there. And Games Workshop, in the front of their place, guess what they've got? They got like a giant 1-to-1 type of Stormcast, Eternal, and Space Marine, right? And it's kind of similar kind of vibe. And I'm wondering if Games Workshop was inspired by something like that, or if they were imitating something else. But either way, the similarities are uncanny. And that's about all I'll say on that. But yeah, I'm super, super excited for 7-inch Space Marines. And we were even talking about that after the show and everything like that, because we have an idea that we want a centerpiece for when people visit us at the bunker. We want to create a centerpiece, and we're like, what do we do? I think we're going to involve a bunch of those kits. I think we're going to do something with those kits and make something friggin' awesome. Ben Ellis, episode 250. You get what you pay for. The voice of the Emperor. Kris, have you seen the announcement of the GW Citadel contrast paints? What are your initial thoughts? My initial thoughts on the announcement of contrast paints? I'm excited. I'm looking forward to the release. It's going to be exciting. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. Two Gun Painting, late, but at last made a live show again. Greetings, folks. Greetings, Two Gun. Welcome back. Anthony B, I found a commission painter through MWG, and he has been fantastic. Excellent. I'm glad. Now, did you find him because of the advertising we had done for him, or was it just like we were saying, oh, here's this model from so-and-so, and oh, look at that. I mean, we've ended the program. And, you know, it was just costing too much. It was actually, I mean, because of that recent hate that was coming down. Because I mean, like, apparently, I had no idea, but apparently the other videos for the painting program, Matt was telling me, like, yeah, there would be the usual amount of comments, pay the artists and stuff like that. And I agree with that assessment, but it was never like in the videos. Like the last video I watched of Matt, I mean, like, it's not like he was saying, oh, paint for exposure. It's not like he was saying that. And it's not even that, like, that was implied, because here's the thing. Saying that painting for us and we'll give you exposure, that ultimately devalues our time. Okay? So really, it's disrespectful of us and what we do as content producers to say that our time isn't worth anything. We're trading time for time. That's really what that program did. The artists sure would like to get paid, but what the benefit was is that we are the largest platform to advertise on in this niche hobby. And the painter could do a small job for us. They could do a big job, little job. It didn't matter. And in fact, it would probably be more beneficial for a smaller artist to take a smaller job. Do a squad, something like that, whatever, right? And then get an advertising, either being like, Facebook posts and Instagram and YouTube and, you know what I mean? And bang, have their name. And if they're actually making a serious go of commission painting and not just doing it for giggles or as a hobby, if they're making a serious go of it, then yeah, advertising costs. And anybody who's making a serious go of this, they have to factor in advertising, because taking out ads on Facebook and Instagram and, you know what I mean, and YouTube, that all costs. That has costs. And it took time. And that's why Mini Wargaming has dropped the program, because we calculated the time it was taking and the resources, because we were sending the models. We were shipping it back and forth. We paid for that. Then, of course, we made the video, and that work takes man hours. So to say that the artists, that they were we were paying them in nothing, it was time for time. It was time for time. Their time, our time. And our money. Because we were paying for the models, paying for the shipping. It was complete horseshit, is what I'm saying. It's complete horseshit. And it was misinformed people. Misinformed. Because essentially what they were doing was they were devaluing what we do. Right? They devalued the platform. Largest platform. Currently. Because Games Workshop ain't going to advertise you. And Games Workshop's coming up to Mini Wargaming levels as far as exposure is concerned. I mean, some would argue that they're probably more popular than Mini Wargaming, but who else? The only other one I can think of is Tabletop Minions, Adam. And I don't know if he has aspirations to do that kind of thing. I don't think he does. Doesn't seem like it, So how are you going to advertise? How are you going to get advertising out there? Because you got to advertise. If you want to make a serious go of this, you got to take on outside commissions. You can't just do your rink-a-dink local population. You're not going to survive on that. You're not going to make a serious go of it. Your business is going to fail. You got to take on outside. This is global economy now. You got to take on commissions from all over the world. So, just misinformed people, and there's, it was a good system, I think, for small commissioned artists. I think it was a great way for them, because I mean, when that program initially started, I remember there was one guy in Manitoba, and he couldn't do commissions for us. He did one commission for Mini Wargaming, and he couldn't take on the second time when there was another batch of stuff that came in that we had to get done. I remember he wasn't available. Well, why wasn't he available? Because he was too busy doing other commissions for other people. I was like, whoa. Well, that was good then, because I was kind of surprised, right? So idiots. Just idiots. Where am I? Before I went off on that rant. I do a lot of ranting, don't I? Sophie, good idea about the swap skills, but need any housework doing? Whatever you've got, kid. Whatever you got. You know? Doing the lawn, right? Cutting the grass. Walking the dogs. Whatever it is. You know? I mean, if you don't have the resources, work out, an exchange that is mutually beneficial. Nothing wrong with that. That's how humanity and society has grown over millennia. Jabba's left nut. Kris, what are your thoughts on mini wargaming shutting down the painting program? Oh, because of pressure from assholes on the net. I think I just addressed that. But ultimately, what are my thoughts? I think it's small upstart, like startups, upstarts, startups that I think will lose out because it'll be harder for them to get the exposure now. Anybody who's small and who wants to make a serious go of commission painting, they want to make a serious go. They want anybody who's got aspirations that, I want to do this. And it's a tough job. It takes a serious mindset to do this as a job. And yeah, I think those are the losers. Those are the people who are losing out. And so ultimately, and you know what, when you get a lot of these kind of things where these, people with their own opinions and, they just don't fully understand and they're not open to absorb all the information and look at the situation objectively. That's what hurts people in all these situations, is when people are very close-minded, think that they're right, and not allow the information to change their opinion of something. Okay? That's what it is. And that goes for anything. It goes for anything in many varying places. It's when people are not, like, you form an opinion of something, and no matter what other people tell you or show you or whatever, will change your mind. A lack of understanding. And that's unfortunate because there's a lot of people like that. Many people. Even sometimes myself, I'll have an opinion of something that I feel very strongly about. And then I'll see something that that is counter to what I thought was true. And I'd be like, oh, no, that can't be true. But then upon further examination, then it's like, oh, well, okay, I see what they're saying. I can see. And when you stop and take a step back, look at it objectively, and then see where another person's coming from. But that's the age we're in right now. Because everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants to be right. Nobody wants to be wrong. And I've said it many, many times that it's okay to make mistakes. Be wrong. Making a mistake is being wrong. Embrace it. Yes. You know what? Because truly intelligent people know that they're wrong and know they don't have all the information. But a truly intelligent person will go and find that information. And you know what I mean? And logical people, truly logical people, will look at evidence objectively and reform their opinion. That's science. Science isn't dogma where a certain thing is stated and that's unchangeable. Upon new evidence, could change it. That's science. That's logic, right? If you can't have your opinion or mind changed on a certain subject upon evidence, then you're illogical. Dark Commission. Switching to non-wargaming, larger scale pieces is showing promise business-wise. People see it more for art and collectibles and are willing to pay good money. Excellent. Yeah. And you know what, Dark Commission? I think you're onto something, yeah. Because, yeah, some people really like those things, and, like even myself, sometimes I've seen other sculptors out there producing, like small resin kits and stuff like that. And I just like just the sculpting, you know what I mean? I just see the unpainted form and I'm like, that's fantastic. And and it doesn't even enter my brain to paint it. But then of course, then I'll think, oh, it'd be kind of cool to do this kind of effect, or, you know what I mean? And then of course the miniature painter takes over and, he has an opinion on on what might happen if I purchase said thing. Yeah, because there's one artist that you know what, I should just stop talking about it and just buy a piece from him because he does fantastic work. What's his name? George something. He's got like a long kind of I think it's a Greek last name. I think he's in Greece. I'm pretty sure this fella's in Greece. Anyway, fantastic sculptor. He does this Cthulhu thing. The skull and it's got tentacles. It's freaking awesome. Anyway, I'm not a big Cthulhu guy, but this thing is just badass looking. It's just freaky as hell. And it's not very big. It doesn't look very big. It's about like yay big. Something like that. Anyway, really cool. Anybody who's following me on Instagram knows this guy. I continually kind of like his stuff because he's just a phenomenal sculptor. Just interesting ideas. And again, Kris will always support interesting things. Voice of the Emperor. Okay, YouTube is definitely censoring messages with the M word in it. So for the second time, hello Kris. Hello fellow primates. With the M word. What's the M word? What's the M word? I don't know what the M word is. Send me a message what the M word is. I don't know what it is. Old Man Logan, I would absolutely have to charge more if I wanted to make a living at it. Yes, you would. You would have to. But I mean, there's a lot of people out there who that's what they want to do. And if you've got the skill set to do this professionally and, you know, can handle it, then do it. Why not? If it makes you happy, do it. It's a risk. Yes, it's a risk, but everything's risky. Just give it a try, man. Just, you know, make that leap. Make that leap. David Vaughn, 7 inches of pure fun. Oh, I wish I could make that claim. Evan Flow, it's hard to fit the Commission Painters United will never be defeated on a manageable sign for the march. The Commission Painters United will never be defeated. Yeah, it's kind of a long mouthful. David Vaughn, just call it the Painters Guild. I think that's taken, and it's lame. The GIM, it's exciting to see new joint efforts like GW Bandai Space Marines. However, I'm like, another Space Marine model of any type. I agree, but the Space Marines are the poster child of Games Workshop. And what else is it going to do? It's iconic, right? And it's branding, you know? I mean, it's not surprising. And, you know, I mean, at some point, there is going to be a tipping point where Games Workshop and Warhammer 40k will come into popular culture, and it's going to be everywhere, and you're going to be sick of it. You're going to be sick of it. With this huge influx of people, you're going to be sick of it. And, you know, I look forward and rue that day when that occurs, because it will. It's coming. It's definitely coming, especially with these kind of partnerships and the way direction Games Workshop has taken with, you know, licensing to pretty much anybody and everybody who wants to, you know, treat the property with, you know, care and respect. And I mean, why not? Why not? They want to expand because you expand outwards, you attract new customers. New customers means more business. More business means more money. More money means you can put more crap out there. You can develop more projects, expand upon the universe, and you know what I mean? And so why not? Why not? They're a business. They're a business. They're not. Games Workshop's not here for you. Games Workshop's a business. They're here to make money. It's the whole point of being a business. So, as a commission painter, it's not about being artsy. It's not about your you know, artistic preferences. It's about being a business and getting a job done, making money. That's what it's about. So, if you have that in you, me personally, that's why I don't do commission painting. That's why I don't do it. Tried it 20 years ago. Not my cup of tea. Maybe because I'm too much of an artist, I suppose. Artistic integrity, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway. Lord Krabby. Kris, you like a 5-year-old kid? Yeah, it blew my mind too. I'm getting Bandai Marine, one of every chapter. I imagine a Bandai Chaos Beast. Oh man, I was talking about. I went off on wild directions about what they could do with these Bandais and like what could come next, and you know what I mean. And yeah, Sophie, looking forward to getting one of those Marines. Oh, definitely, I'm gonna get a couple. I'm gonna get a few, guaranteed, man. And the thing is that the price point I can see being very fair. Expect anywhere, I would say, anywhere from 30 to 50 per Space Marine. I would say about just 30 plus. I would speculate. Just because the band... do I have any of my Bandai kits here? All my Bandais are over there. But like R2-D2. He's about yay big. He's a 112 scale. 7-inch Space Marine. That might be in Bandai's 112 scale. They may be making the Primaris Marine, you know, kind of to scale to everything else that is 112 scale for what Bandai currently produces. And why they would care, I don't know, but, you know, whatever. But anyway, yeah, as far as the Bandai kits are concerned, you know, I'm really looking forward to them. And Bandai, it makes fabulous kits. If you've not gotten a Bandai kit, I don't know what you're doing with your life. They're fun. You can, you know what I mean? Like this kit, you right out of the box, no glue, no tools, put it all together, slap some stickers on it. You got a completed kit. That's going to attract a huge audience of people, kids and stuff like that who, you know, want to have Space Marines, want to have it on the shelf, look cool, even pose them and stuff like that. And then, of course, for us serious modelers, we can glue them, prime them, assemble them, light them up, put decals on them, put a base to them, make a diorama. Oh, man, whatever. The sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. Old Man Logan. From what I read, though, the Bandai Space Marine will be painted action figures. So, although you could repaint it, it won't be a kit you build. Interesting. Interesting. I'm trying to think of what else is like that. That Bandai sells. That is. Oh, they do sell an action figure. That is. They have some Star Wars stuff that is like an action figure that you don't build. That'd be unfortunate. I'd be a little bit disappointed in that. It'd still be cool. I'd still pick one up, but I don't think I'd go hog wild on kits. If they made it like a model kit, like the Star Wars stuff, then yeah. But if they're going with it, like it as an action figure and prepackaged and pre-painted, it's a little disappointing. That'd be very disappointing. Very disappointing. Games Workshop, don't do that. If you're Games Workshop, not listening to me, but Games Workshop, don't do that. Let them produce it as a model kit. Give us a model kit of a Space Marine. 7-inch. Yeah. Getting excited just thinking about that. That's the kit I want. The GIM Wikipedia says Bandai was founded in 1950 as Bandai, as a toy distribution company. There we go. So, yeah. So, Bandai, 1950. So, Bandai's been around a long time. Longer than Games Workshop. Games Workshop's only like early 80s, I think. Nathaniel, hi Kris and fellow monkeys. Hi. Aaron Zeech, how exactly are those contrast paints supposed to work? I look forward to the release date. And these paints are very exciting. Anthony B, yes, though the painting partner program. Through the partner program, yeah. I don't know what that means. I think I'm behind on my comments here. So I'm going to jump through and I'm just going to try and see if there's any that are from people that I missed. Voice of the Emperor. I'm guessing Kris may have had a chance to use it, but isn't saying. I look forward to the release date. G Squared. Email time? Yes. J Plasma. Sup, monkeys? About to head to my local shop and play a game or two of 40K. Well, have fun, Jay. It's nice to know that you'll hang out with us and, you know, contribute and have some laughs. And no, I'm going to go play a game. I'm just kidding. When the bunker's up and running and we're wide open to the public, once Dan moves in and, you know, and everything, and it's going to be great. I'll be gaming a lot as well. I'm really looking forward to that. Getting lots of games. I don't think I've played a game of 40K in a while. It's been months. It's been months since I played a game of 40K. Raziel, have you already talked about the Citadel contrast? I'm dubious. Dubious about what? What exactly would make you dubious about Citadel contrast? I don't know. I don't know. Again, I look forward to the release date. Old Man Logan, advertising costs. So to be able to trade services for advertising is a great exchange. Yes, it was a good program. It was a good program. For the most part, most studios, I mean, there was a few that weren't quite happy with, maybe possibly how much exposure they got. But I mean, that's hard to gauge. I mean, that's advertising. Your ads, either what you did captured an audience or it didn't. But that's the chance you take on advertising. It's a bit of a gamble at times, right? But at any rate, it's exposure. It is what it is. Rezio. Oh yeah, sucks about the painting part program. Felt bad for Matt. Sure. Shouldn't feel bad for Matt. Should feel bad for the small painting studios who aren't going to get exposure anymore. Should feel bad about them. But the great commission painter who is emerging and is now not have a platform to create. And it's going to be very, very slow and painful for that person to, get to the levels and where they want. Whereas if there was a platform for them, bang, they could have got their name out there faster. And you know what I mean? And could have changed things up. Anyway. Kenneth. Morning all. Morning, Kenneth. Old Man Logan. I had planned on taking part in the painting partner program at some point. Sucks. Yeah. Sophie, with the painting partner program, if I could do that, it would have been awesome. Just to see the army in a battle report and get mentioned is not really any different from donating some minis to Mini Wargaming. No, and we've had many people just donate models to us, send stuff to us, sell them dirt cheap, what have you. I mean, Mini Wargaming does pay for stuff, and we do pay commission artists, a lot of local guys, and you know what I mean, and money, we do pay artists, but the benefit for people away that weren't close to us, benefit was that we could use our what's the word I'm looking for here, is our visibility to use, because it's an underutilized thing, right? That's why you've seen us do sponsored programs, right? Like like Turbo Dork, sponsored videos. That's why. Because they're advertising platform. Because we, again, we're very visible. So, yeah. Why not? We're a business. It only makes sense. Voice of the Emperor. I never understand the mentality of people who stick their opinions where they aren't wanted. If people didn't want to join the program, they didn't have to. No, they don't. Mini Wargaming wasn't forcing them to join. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like anything in life. I mean, you want to do it, do it. If you don't, don't. It's not like we're soliciting painting studios and going, yes, do Warlord Titans for us, and we'll give you a 2-minute spot on. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like that. I mean, the value of their work, and I helped Mike, go through his numbers there really quickly when he was assessing everything. And, some of the value that people were getting for the work they were doing, I mean, like, it's pretty pricey. It was valuable stuff. And I mean, like, basically the credits could be spent on a number of things, and, yeah. Dummies. Anyway. But whatever. Nathaniel, Kris, the M word is monkey. For unknown reason, it gets censored by YouTube. Why would monkey get censored? Monkey? He got a monkey? Monkey is an animal. Why would you censor an animal? That's dumb. Dumb YouTube. Then the show gets cut off. The stream just stops. Hey! YouTube's like, screw this guy. All right, I'm jumping through a bunch of these comments here. Holy carmoles, I'm way behind. Looking for any kind of name that I've not seen or read in a bit. Oh, Fire Drake 18 just checked in. Are you going to paint some 40k Bandai Funko Marines or figures? Can't wait for the painted Gundam. Just go crazy. You know what? I had some ideas on how I wanted to do my Gundam, but then I seen a Megatron done in the anime style painting. And I've seen Gundams done in that style, and I was like, ugh, that'd be kind of cool to do it up in a anime kind of style. Anyway. But right now, my Gundam is just assembled. I have to go through, clean the panel lines and everything like that, the mold lines and stuff. I got to go through and do all that. So, yeah. But right now, I'm trying to hammer through and finish Abaddon. I got to get Abaddon done before I jump to any of my other projects, because I've had Abaddon for like a while, and so I got to get him done. Got to get him done. Get him done. Darker Mission Bandai sounds like anti-Welsh racism to me. That's a joke only in the UK would understand, I'd assume. I don't understand. I don't get it. Evan Flo, I can't wait to see the stop motion animation movies that are going to be created with the Bandai GW product. Yeah, sure, right? Because he's a fully posable action figure. Oh yeah, very cool. You ever see some of those people use the action figures and then make, like, you know, because I was watching like Untested, and there was a famous guy, and he was making like explosions and doing like these settings with these action figures and stuff. And if that's the route, you know, that's going, yeah, I can't wait to see if cats like that who are really into, you know, action figures, taking pictures of action figures, I can't wait to see some of the crap they do, because some of that stuff it's really awesome. The Gim, play 40k with 7-inch Marines in a football field. That actually sounds kind of cool, because I mean, like, there's still those guys, I think, in St. Louis who play at Apocalypse, and they play like in a gymnasium. That's cool. They play right on the floor and they just tape everything off, and I think that's really cool. Nathaniel, Kris, GW was founded in 1975 as a distributor for board and pen and paper games. Okay, so 75. But I mean, Bandai was 50s, so, you know, I was correct in my assessment that I wasn't sure if it was correct, but yeah, Bandai has been around longer. Kenneth, wow, that'd be cool. Think about a Land Raider or a Thunderbolt. A Land Raider. Imagine. Okay, so 7-inch, right? Well, no, wait, what's 7-inch? 7-inch is about there. Land Raider. Oh man, a Land Raider would be gigantic. A Land Raider would be gigantic. Gigantic. Yeah. Rezio watched the video for the contrast and wasn't impressed with the finish they showed in comparison to standard paints. That's why I'm dubious. Seems like a product targeted at non-proficient painters. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. But I'm not sure why that would make you dubious, because that's what it looks like that product is geared to. Right? What's the tagline? No more gray armies. Why do you have gray armies? Because people don't or can't paint their armies. I would assume, right? So, yeah. But I can't wait for the release date and get my hands on these things. Old Man Logan posted a link in Discord to GW's YouTube video briefly demonstrating them. Huh? What? Anyway, okay, well, apparently on Discord, Old Man Logan posted the video link. You posted it twice. Why'd you post it twice? You crazy? Are you crazy? Yeah, that's not demonstrating. The video is an advertisement. If anybody's posting a video of demonstrating, now apparently I think there was the Japanese show where apparently these paints are being demonstrated, and it looks like there are painting setups at Warhammer Fest today. So anybody who's at Warhammer Fest, or will probably be posting later on today, will be posting their thoughts. There's going to be a whole lot of people who are experiencing this new paint system, and, you know, are going to share their opinions, I'm sure. So, yeah, if you are at Warhammer Fest, I'm sure you're probably getting to play with the contrast paints today. I would assume. So yeah. Two Guns painting may be a great way to get new painters on the way. Yeah, definitely. That's because remember, okay, like to go back to Raziel's point about this seems like a product targeted at non-proficient painters. Yes, that has been Games Workshop's MO for the last couple of years, right? And that's why they've been licensing their product, their IP out to all sorts of places. Why? Because they're buying exposure. They're buying exposure. Why? To get more people involved. Okay? So, the more people painting their stuff and to making it easier, definitely. Right? You look at the box art. Box art's not terribly complicated. It's not any advanced. There's no wicked blends going on. There's no airbrushing. There's no nothing. Straightforward edging. Straight up paints. The way they show you in the videos. Spray. Right? They don't use airbrushing in any of the videos. Why? Because they don't sell one. It's not part of their catalog, what they offer. If they sold an airbrush, you would see airbrushing videos. Paints, right? Straight up, laying the base coat, putting layers down, edging, stuff like that. They show you all those things, right? They don't deviate usually from those. They don't show a lot of mixing of colors. Why? Because that confuses people for some strange reason. People who are not familiar with using pigments and painting, and you know what I mean? And so, and it intimidates people. Oh, I got to mix these colors. Jeez, blah, blah. And of course, that does ask a lot of questions. Well, how do I mix colors? How much do I grab? How do I grab paint from a paint pot, right? It's all about making it easier for people to get new people into this hobby. Why would you want a whole bunch of new people? Because that is a much larger market. It's a larger market. And again, GW's is a business. GW's not here for you. GW's not trying to satisfy you. They don't care specifically about your wants. They don't owe you anything. Business. It's about business. Larger market. That's why putting that IP out all sorts of sources to get more and more exposure. More and more people see it. What is that? Space Marine? What's he about? It's about this universe, about this game, about this video game, about this sculptures, but right? That's what it's about. It's business. It's just business. It's just business. Sometimes you got to break some legs. Old Man Logan. Sorry, the contrast paints. That is what the link is. And yes, I am crazy. Watch till the end. Like I said, a brief demonstration. Damn it. I saw the video. I didn't see a demonstration. Maybe I didn't watch it. Anyway. The Gim. Okay, enough talk about the paints. AdMech Hovercraft. Go. It's so ugly, but I love it. It is ugly. It's ugly as balls. But I mean, even the repulsor for the Primaris, with the add-ons for the turret, sure, cool. But I mean, I don't get fired up about anything Imperial other than Marines. Marines are just cool because they're iconic, right? But any of the vehicles and stuff like that, AdMech, I mean, the only ones that kind of caught my eyes as far as AdMech were concerned, I thought were really cool with the bigger robot dudes with the blank kind of shield faces on them. I like those guys, whatever the heck they're called. I can't remember what they're called. But everything else about Imperium's technology looks, I mean, now mind you, it's all about the aesthetic of them, of course. Keep maintaining that aesthetic throughout the line, but it doesn't appeal to me. All the straight lines and everything like that, it's just boring. It's boring. Looks childish. Versus Eldar. I like Eldar. I like the combination of curvatures, inside curves, and straight lines. You know what I mean? And plays with negative space. I like all those things. The artist in me is attracted to that kind of look. Tyranids look cool because they're kind of scary, right? They're bugs. Ooh, scary, right? Orcs are all right, I guess. I don't know. I don't get fired up about orcs either. Tau's kind of cool because they got, angular lines, you know, things like that. It's the whole Gundam thing. I like Gundams, you know, and they're very anime inspired. You know, what else? Chaos, because they're evil. I like evil. Evil's cool, especially when you get into like, you know, like Nurgle. Nurgle's cool. Demon stuff, tentacles, pustules, broken armor. You know what I mean? All decay, zombie like. That's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool to me. You know, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that AdMech hovercraft. I mean, you know, I'm sure it's gonna be awesome on the tabletop. All the AdMech players out there are gonna probably go nuts for it. Aesthetically, it's human. It's a human thing, you know. I mean, really, Games Workshop, you got to stop with the foreplay, man. Just reboot my Eldar, please. Give me plastic aspect warriors. Redo the Falcon Grav Tank. Redo the Viper. You gave me a jet bike. We waited forever for the jet bike. Just give me new Eldar. Damn it. Damn it. Just give me new Eldar. Fire Drake 18. I'm probably start getting into airbrushing and 3D printing, so maybe the next year or so. Okay. Grim over on Twitch. As a AdMech player, I agree. It doesn't look pretty. I am curious to see how tough they are, though. Oh, it's going to be crazy stupid. Guaranteed. It's probably going to kick a lot of ass. Because it's a transport. But is it pretty? No. But a lot of the AdMech stuff, I mean, it does fit with AdMech, right? It's utility. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, it's fancy. It's not slick. It's not fast. It's, you know what I mean? It's just gets the job done. You know, it's engineers. If engineers are in charge of putting together an army, and it's like, oh, well, this is aesthetically, you know, this, you know, straight edge, and you know, make sure this works, and you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, it's boring. But that's how an engineer would design it, right? And so you imagine, you know, Adeptus Mechanicus, it's a bunch of guys, you know, with their slide rulers and stuff. And, oh yeah, no, this angle's got to be this way because the way the maximum deflection, and you know what I mean? Like there'd be all sorts of reasons why it would be designed that particular way because, you know, mathematically, the math checks out, right? So that's why it would be designed that way, which is fine because it fits the character of the army. Yeah, sure, I get it. Is it pretty? No. Paint checked 218. Hi, Kris. Spelled my name wrong, by the way. It's KRS. It's okay though. Everybody makes a mistake. I should get a shirt that says it's spelt with a K. Everybody like, what the hell's he talking about? Spelt with a K. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's a D-Day landing hovercraft. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a hovercraft, yeah. The big old hovercraft. But it's not shown hovering though, is it? It's like sitting flat, I think. It's not shown like it's floating. It should be floating, right? Anyway. Yeah, it's a D-Day hovercraft, yeah. Old Man Logan. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Don't disrespect the machine god. Damn it. True. I guess. Whatever. You know what? No, screw it. I'll disrespect the machine god. I'm an Eldari player, so you know what? You know what I say? I flip the bird to machine gods. Machine gods. Pfft. Gods. Pfft. Eldar killed their gods. Pfft. Fire Drake 18. I know I've been complaining about how GW markets their IP. There should have been a 40K Hollywood movie 15 years ago. It would have been cool, but it wouldn't have been the same. Maybe. Now would be a great time to do a 40K movie. After watching like a movie like Warcraft, I don't understand why we don't have a 40K movie. It'd be so easy. Barely an inconvenience. The Gim, don't disrespect the machine gun. Yeah, I will. I farted in its general direction. Lord Krabby, redo Eldari spiders. Oh yeah, definitely. Of the current Eldar line, are spiders the oldest sculpt? I think yeah. I think they are. I think the warp spiders are the oldest sculpt. Those are early 90s. Those sculpts. 90s. 30 years ago, people. It's time for something new. Give us plastic. God's sakes. GW, please. Games Workshop, if you're listening, for God's sakes. Give us plastic Eldar. Or not even us, just me. I just want plastic Eldar. Give me plastic Eldar. I don't care the rest about these peons. Give me plastic Eldar, for God's sakes. Jabba's Left Nut, episode 250. I need 7 inches of Eldar. I don't get it. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? I don't get it. What are you talking about? Paint. It's either going to be really good or blow up, but that's AdMech for you. Yeah, pretty much. The Gim at Jabba. You'll never get 7 inches from an Eldar. I don't even know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Oh man, Nathaniel. Designers, looks pretty, doesn't work. Engineer, works, doesn't look pretty. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? A designer would be slick as hell and all this, but then how does this fit? And how does that work? And we'll never get that to work, and that's too weird. And engineer, bang, it's a box. It's a cardboard box. Flies, bulletproof. It works. Yeah, pretty much. Lord Krabby. Kris says, F the Machine Gods. Channel has been removed. No way. No way, eh? Watch it gets removed. Oh my. No. All right. Time we at here. I'm just kidding. Like you could tell time by counting your fingers. Like, that doesn't even make sense, right? Anyway. It's 1:34. I've been talking for an hour and a half already. We haven't gotten one single email done. My God. Let's get an email done. My God. If you're wearing headphones, turn them up or down, because here it comes. Email time. Email time. I don't even know if that was the right song. Anyway, this is from Todd, aka NorCal Todd. Oh, jeez. And he's here today. Hello, Kris. I wanted to start off by saying I'm a big fan of your work here on Way of the Brush and at Mini Wargaming. I think that you and everyone at Mini Wargaming offer up an upbeat and positive program for everyone in the hobby. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you. And yeah, I think we do. Without patting ourselves on the back, I think we try to keep things upbeat, and that's why it's narrative and it's not competitive, right? I mean, sometimes we like to delve into competitive. Me personally, I like competitive play. I go to tournaments and stuff like that, and but I still like narrative, and I still imagine, one-sided scenarios, and what I mean, like just kind of crazy crap like that. But yeah, play for fun. It's all, this hobby is supposed to be fun, right? It's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. Always remember that. Don't take it too seriously. Here is my latest model I have completed. Here is my Orc Champion in 70mm scale from GT Studio. CC is welcome from Todd, aka NorCal Todd. And so let's have a look at his 70mm. Here we go. 70mm model. Very, very cool. Oh, I thought he was on a giant base, but no, he's on a small base. That's his airbrush thingamabobber pedestal. Anywho, right off the hop, I like the color. I like the highlighting. I'm not 100% on the vein treatment. They feel very abrupt to me. They look more gray than they do a green, and I think maybe mixing up a green gray. I mean, they look very gray. I mean, that's might have been what the color you used, but yeah, I think if they were pushed a little closer towards the green, because otherwise it kind of looks like, especially because they have an outline around them all, it has this kind of like spider webbing kind of look. It feels like he's covered in roots or something. Versus if they were green. But anyway, really nice highlighting. The edging on all the muscles really makes them all stand out. The face looks really cool. I like the weathering on the metals. That looks really good. I don't think the base is done. Base done? Oh, for love of Pete. Oh, I thought I was about... Oh, piss off. I thought I was going to be able to zoom in properly. I still haven't looked that up as to why that happens, but anyway. Here's a side shot. Very nice. Again, I like the highlighting. I like the colors. I like the bold orange on his head along with the orange. You got the nice warm browns for the leather and the metal. The base doesn't look complete. I'm just curious as to what you're going to do with the base. Are you just going to stick with grays? Or are you going to do something different with the base? I'm just curious. I like it. I dig it. The metals, the rustier metals, like on the toe and the shin and the little parts that are added onto the forearm there, I really like that. The axe blade and the wood, the axe handle. I like the little transitions you got going on in there. I get the approach that you went with for the muscles. I get that. I get it. But it doesn't feel the same across the whole model. For example, like when we come back to say looking at him from the front, you see how like we have this highlighting around each of the muscle groups, right? Which creates this distinct look, which is played across all of the flesh. And for the most part is played across most of the metal. But the pants don't have that similar vibe. See, it looks like the pants need another highlight of edging around all the areas. I'm wondering if you tried it and it looked weird. Or if it looked too much, maybe. Sorry, something's in my throat here. I'm running low. I think I have to call for help here. Hold on. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It obviously was a lot of work, and you know, it works well. Excuse me, jeez Louise. Sorry for everybody who's got their headphones on. And I mean, like, it's a consistent edge highlighting everywhere, but I feel like the highlighting in the pants, just isn't all there. And I think that the highlighting in the pants, it could have been brought a little bit further. NorCal, you still around? Have you commented at all? Yeah, Dark Commission, yeah, good job all over. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I get it. I think it's really, really cool. But the pants, the leather in the pants, it feels like it needed another highlight in there. And it's very interesting choice to do an edging around the entire muscle group rather than doing something kind of conventional, which, you know, do whatever you want by all means. It also too, like the veins, it feels a little bit abrupt and they feel separated from the flesh. They don't feel like they're part of the flesh. But you know, doing an edging, highlighting everywhere, you know, yeah. But But excellent job. Thank you, NorCal Todd. Send that in. And I look forward to more. NorCal Todd, I agree that the pants needed another highlight. Yeah, I think so. I think that was it. I mean, the pants, that was the leather of the pants. The metals look fantastic. The handle of the axe looked awesome. The flesh, great style. It was consistent everywhere, right? And even in the metals that you did, the highlighting, it was consistent with how you highlighted the flesh. Now, doing that kind of, like, for example, changing styles or technique for highlighting a model can feel a little jumbled at times, right? So, like, the leather of the pants, because it didn't have that other highlight, bringing the eye and bringing that consistent kind of scheme to the highlighting makes it feel jumbled, right? I could see the highlighting in the metals, even though that they're metals and they're fairly bright. But that leather, yeah, if that leather just had another slight highlight, and you don't have to push that color very far, right? With the flesh, I could see, the colors. And I think next time that you do something like that, I think be a little bit more subtle in the highlighting, especially with a larger format. Well, it's about 70 mils, so he's about yay big, I think. Anyway, I would, like, for example, the dark of the shadow of the muscles. I don't know if I would have pushed that shadow that dark. And the highlight, I would have added a highlight color to that original color and pushed that and doing the edging all around. And as you push that and you do more highlights, you can create a bit more of a gradient, even if you're just edging, and depending upon where you put those highlights, you can create different kind of looks. Because, I mean, when you're highlighting an entire muscle group, right, and you're like, I always go to the pecs because that's just kind of an obvious one, right? But your edge highlighting goes all the way around the muscle. But you can use that kind of look to your advantage, because you can, say, highlight below the muscle and give the impression of a light source and coming up, or concentrate the brighter colors up on top and give that impression of light coming down from the sides, all around, whatever, right? But edging all around a muscle group, it's an interesting choice. I've seen it before on a lot of other models, and I may have done it myself a few times. It just gives a different kind of look. It's typically not done on a lot of models because, again, what it ends up doing is it separates the muscles from the rest of the model, so to speak. It starts to feel like they're armor plates and, things stuck onto the model rather than part of the model. And same with, like, the veins. There was separation from the veins from the flesh, and even in the choice of the really kind of a lot lighter color, I would have probably done the base color and then a slight highlight with no separation. Maybe put a little bit of that shadow color underneath some of the junction points of veins and stuff like that, but otherwise not a full shadow all the way around, the vein. But either way, thank you for the email, NorCal Todd. Really awesome work. Keep it up. And, I look forward to the next model. Gim, something is in his throat. No comment. Thank you, honey.
No problem.
Thank you. Broski. She's getting me coffee. Sorry. I still have my phone up there. Yeah, let's do another email. Let's do one from Thomas. Some call him Tim. This one is from, Thomas. I don't have a handle on here. Hey, Kris. So I've recently got back into the hobby and have started working on Imperial Knight variant for a competition, and was wonder what you think and if have any tips. So he's working on this for a competition. Let's go with this camera. Yeah, let's go with this camera. And so we have this bit. So it's for a competition. So take your time. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Was it still on? There's still lots of coffee in there, right? About half a pot?
No.
No?
After after I poured that one? No, it's like that much.
Okay, can you just turn it off and then back on so it keeps the pot on? Because I started that like 2 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You're my favorite daughter.
I'm the only daughter.
That's why you're my favorite. Anyway, so for competition, the paint looks nice and smooth. Sorry for the break there. Paint looks like where it should be. It looks clean. I can see it looks like we're doing a little bit of edge highlighting and stuff. Oh, this is a lot better picture here. Yeah, it looks nice and clean. Almost looks like a bit like the mini Wargaming chapter colors. The bright green with the yellow. Yeah, it looks solid. For competition pieces, obviously more care is always taken. First thing I would always recommend, obviously, is assembly, right? Getting rid of mold lines, gap filling, drill out the barrels, right? Next thing I would recommend, obviously, is always taking care of the primer, right? Laying a nice even prime down. Don't over prime the model. And, of course, laying a nice smooth base coat. And it looks like you got a pretty darn good smooth base coat going on the armor plates. At least from these angles. I can see the light playing on the one leg. And it looks like a nice smooth paint job. Yeah. And so, really good. The chevron running through the armor plate. It looks good. I might clean it up just a hair. It does look like you laid a few layers down to get that nice and even on that surface. Do be careful, when doing that, because oftentimes we end up laying too much paint down, and when we're trying to lay bright colors down on top of darker colors, just be mindful of that. Yeah, I think you're off to a great start. Again, just be mindful. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. If you're doing it for a competition, just take your time. Get every little detail you can. Now, if you're going to get really serious about this competition piece, if it's for a competition, do things like, you see like the little wires and stuff in the little techno bits? Give a little bit of color on those areas. See the little fittings? Pick those out. Things like that. That's going to set your model apart. Pay attention to all the details, right? And that's what's going to set your model, your entry, apart. And if you can initially set your model apart from the other ones first, right? Get into the first heat, then of course, then it comes down to the quality of your painting. And so even if you make, first cut kind of thing, take some pride in that, right? Even having the cojones to enter the competition, be proud of that, and, always learn. And if you get the opportunity to sit down with the judges from the competition and talk to them and get their advice and see why this worked, this didn't, and, seriously, genuinely take their word and assume that they're not being mean about their criticism, even though sometimes you might interpret it as such. Assume that it's not coming from a mean place, right? Especially if you're being objective, because that's the only way you're going to learn, right? Is take that new information in. You thought one way about it, maybe you were wrong. This new information, incorporate it, see how it jives with everything else, make it work, right? It's the only way. That's the way you're going to become a better painter, is by learning. Always learning. Me, I still consider myself learning stuff all the time. All sorts of things. It's the only way to live, man. Just assume you're wrong. Assume there's a better way to do something. I haven't encountered a lot of things, but I still assume that there's... That's why when I'm talking to you guys and, I'm, giving advice and what have you, because I'm assuming that one of you will come out with a better way to do something. I haven't seen it yet, for the most part. But, I don't know. I'm always looking for that somebody who's gonna come up with the next innovation. I haven't seen it in a long time. Long time. Which takes me back to the whole miniature painting as art. Innovation. You know. What has there been in the last 20 years? Miniature painting. What has there been? You know. Anyway. G Will 2510. Did you guys move to the bunker yet? Yes, we did. We moved to the bunker. We moved 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Been in there a few weeks now. 3 weeks? I don't even know when we moved. I don't know. Why are you asking me this stuff? Yeah, we're moved in. There's still construction and things like that going on. We are apparently getting our parking lot resurfaced, and that's like Monday. Not resurfaced, but like they're just doing some work in the parking lot space. I think the bunker is just about done, like the accommodation area. You know, again, there's still lots of work to be done. But we're rolling, we're filming. So, yeah. The Gim, favorite daughter by default. Yeah, I don't... She's my favorite daughter, what? Nathaniel, I'm your only daughter that she knows of. Hey, man, that makes it seem like old Kris is kind of promiscuous, and which I'm not. Dark Commission, does every painter have a green cutting mat and black keyboard? I think so. Green cutting mat. I mean, I know they sell, gray, white. Oh, there's even some clear ones. I considered initially when I was thinking of changing the videos, because anybody who's been watching mini wargaming painting videos for a long time knows that, you know, the green cut. In fact, this green cutting mat was the backdrop to a lot of videos for a very long time, and then I made the switch to a blue. I think there are even some blue cutting mats too. I have an old blue cutting mat somewhere around. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So there's blue ones as well, because I have an old blue one. And, you know, I just made the change. And so basically, because, I mean, like, realistically, I didn't need a cutting mat in the videos. Why? Because I always paint on top of a pane of glass for the videos. And as like, I could put anything there. I could put, like, you know, the mini wargaming logo into there, and, you know what I mean? And really kind of, you know, I probably should still do that, have the logo in there, you know, so that's kind of just baked into the video. Yeah, so that's the only reason. But yeah, and black keyboards, well, most keyboards are black. A lot of people game, right? I mean, like, I work on a Mac. You know, the keyboard is metal and white. Under these lights, it probably looks blue, but yeah, it's because I got a blue light going. Blue light special. Nathaniel and Dark Commission. I have a gray mat, a yellow keyboard. See, there you go. Right? The Gim, painting yellow is tedious. If you find painting yellow tedious, you might be going about it in the wrong way. And if you're going about it in the wrong way, then you probably haven't been taking Kris's advice. So, and you know, I'm wondering, Gim, if it's because we've known each other so damn long that you've just kind of tuned out what I talk about. I don't know if that's why. Because it's just kind of like, oh, it's Kris. I'm not listening to this asshole. I'm not listening to it. But anyway, I do have quite a few videos in Mini Wargaming's vault. And I think you're a vault member, aren't you? And yeah, I've got many ways of doing yellow. And I'm pretty sure I've shown many times painting bright colors on top of dark colors. And like kind of steps that we should take as far as like white, yellow, reds, oranges. And in a nutshell, I mean, like, for example, like if I was painting yellow on top of black, which, you know, okay, say for example, we're painting hazard lines. I paint the yellow first, then put the black on top because that's easier, right? But if you had to put the yellow on top of the black, then use like Avalanche Sunset, which is a base yellow. It covers on top of black really good. And if you still want it bright yellow, then you can lay some Uriel yellow. Flash gets yellow. And it'll sit right on top. And it's only a couple layers. The Avalanche Sunset will sit on top of black, like in 2 thin coats. It'll just, and it'll sit. Now we're talking thin, so you're thinning it down just a little bit of water, just a hair of water. Like just dip the brush in water, just give it a quick snap. That moisture, residual moisture in the bristles is enough to thin it down and apply, and it'll give you a nice smooth coverage. So, but yeah, Gim, I don't know. The Gim, I don't assume a Dari suck. I know they do. God, man, you know, that's the kind of, remember I was talking about, you know, you know, resistant kind of thinking. It's right there. It's Gim. Gim is the embodiment of that. Gim's a dwarf. He's a dwarf, like fantasy dwarf, not actually small. He's Gim, I think, taller than me. Anyway, Sophie, Kris, do you still use glass as a painting palette? I'm sure I've seen you use them. Yes, I still use glass as a painting palette. Now, okay, you see my workstation here. No glass. I'm using an old packaging lid as a palette right now. Because again, I've mentioned it many times. A palette can be pretty much anything, right? Just flat surface, put your paint down and, you know, apply it and what have you. And, but as far as the videos are concerned, I use glass because one, because of the angles, I adjust the lights so they don't reflect, right? And basically because I use it as a palette, and I use a large piece of glass because it fills the entire frame, just because it cleans up well, right? So when I'm showing something, right, like you see this palette here, like this piece of plastic is heavy with paint. Like there's, like, okay, you can see the paint here. That's like the first layers of color I was laying down, and that's from many other things. And then that's what I've recently been doing. That's from Abaddon work. So you can see there's lots of golds and stuff like that. But anyway, if I constantly kept using that in videos, it would just be kind of messy in the frame. Just this blotch of random color that has nothing to do with the video. And so it's all about the aesthetics of the video, and that's why I use glass. But mind you, when I do my painting like on canvas, I used to use a big piece of glass as well for my palette, because the oil paints, again, because it cleans up easy, you know. So that's what I use. Previously, I've used like little panes of glass from like picture frames. I've used those because I can just quickly blade them and, you know, be done with them. But mostly, for the most part, it's just for video. It's really just for video. That's why I use glass. Otherwise, I just use anything I can lay paint on the surface, right? Dark Commission, always use a wet palette. Yeah, wet palette's another one. Wet palette, that's why you don't really see wet palettes in the videos. Because, again, wet palette would have tons of color going on and stuff like that. And, you know, and that's why a lot of times you don't see me using wet palette. Because most of the time, you know, I don't. But my wet palette's like right there underneath my notebook and my other models. But that's my wet palette right there. It sits right there. And I use it, you know, when I'm painting. When I'm not worried about filming or showing it on video, right? I could show it in a video and have like a separate camera, but meh. It's more editing. Gim, Kris, and all the videos of the move, you don't look amused. I'm not. My back was hurting. I had to take a day off the first week of the move. It was before the Good Friday. I couldn't get out of bed. My back was in so much pain. I was locked up. And yeah, that was my daughter's birthday as well. So that made Daddy really fun on her birthday. But I sucked it up. I went out, took her to dinner and stuff like that. Had fun. Gave her a present and everything. Just suck it up, you know. Just suck it up. Be a man. Suck it up. Grim. Blue light special is bound to be less slanderous than red light special, right? I don't know. Is it? Old Man Logan, if you find painting yellow tedious, I have a great new paint line for you. Is that quoted? Is that actually quoted from Duncan? Is it? I don't know. Crap. What the hell? The Kim, LOL. I listened to you. What did you say? What did you say? Holy crap, it's already after 2? Jeez Louise, I gotta put an end to this show already. Tyler Bortel, is it bad to paint on really messy palette? No. I mean, I use this. This is a plastic container. I think this is like, I don't know. It's a plastic container lid of some sort from something. I cut it. I think it was a blister pack that we sell the magnets. I think. Is there printing on this? There's printing on this. I have no idea what this is from. Oh, yeah. This little plastic container. Yeah, it was half of this. I think it's from the magnets or something. Anyway. Yeah, this is heavy with paint. Because I just put more paint down and use it. When it dries, I lay another layer of paint down on top of it. Paint and use it. Because once water-based acrylic paint is dry, it's waterproof. It's waterproof. Color paints like that are alcohol based, you can actually kind of reactivate them a bit with alcohol. If you put alcohol on top of this, it'll just eat it and kill it. It's not really workable at that point, for the most part. But anyway, Lord Krabby, major lag. Let's quickly get to the last 2 emails. Yes, 2 emails, right? Yes. Okay, so headphones, turn them up or down, but here it comes. Email time. It's email time. Oh. It's all done. This is from our good buddy Dark Commission. Hi, mighty warrior of the Great Lakes variety. Just a few work-in-progress pictures of the horse from my Sun Tzu model. It's 75mm scale. The painting is about done. It's about done. But now I need to source or make 2 tiny weeny rings to attach homemade reins to the bit. Wow, that was a sentence. The resin reins were way too brittle to be of any use. CNC, as always, are most welcome. Cheers, John, a.k.a. Dark Commission. Ooh, I had some drop frames there. Maybe that's why there was some lag or something. Are we still experiencing... Oops, crap. Are we still experiencing lag? No? No. No? No. Okay. Sorry. Back to the email. So this is John's horse. Let's have a look. It is a horse, of course. Of course, a horse. The fabulous Mr. Ed. I like it. I like the hair, the mane, the tail. I like the texture on that. The highlighting on the flesh, the fur or the body. Looks really good. I like the work on the hooves too. That's really good too. I like you've got the striations in the hooves. The purple. It looks good. From this angle, the bit underneath the I don't know, the part that binds the cloth up, the highlighting feels a little abrupt, but I don't know if that's the ambient light falling into that shadowy point. It doesn't appear to be on the portion above that, so it's probably just the camera angle. Again, this is work in progress, so. The reins kind of blend in with the horse. I wonder if the reins or the horse could change value a bit and either just get a little bit more separation from the two visually. I like it though. Nice and clean. Ooh, pretty horsey. Ooh, the pretty horsey. And so there's going to be plastic or metal parts attached for the reins, eh? Interesting. Yeah, I really like your work on the hooves. I like the texture in there. It looks very natural and real. The highlighting on the legs is really nice too. It's nice transitions going on there. Now, is your brush stroke on the body? Is your brush stroke creating texture like the hairs? Is that what you're going for? Because that's kind of the impression I'm getting, which is very cool. It adds. Yeah, the cloth below the clip, yeah, looks more appropriate here. Yeah, really nice work on the flesh. Very nice. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm still getting a bunch of drop frames. Leg. Is that it? Is that the last picture? Horse's ass. The last picture was the horse's ass. There you go. Horse's ass for everybody. Everybody, hold on. Let me zoom in. Let's get a good angle here of the horse's ass. Oops, crap. There we go. There we go. Zoomed right in. Now, see, how come this didn't turn sideways? What the F? This is a JPEG. I'm wondering if it's something else with the format, maybe. Horse's ass. There you go, everybody. Can we go further? We can go a little bit further. There we go. Get it right in the center frame. There we go. Optimized. Everybody's like, Chris, you've gone too far. Horse's ass right on camera. Sicko. Sicko. Yeah, sicko. Really quickly here. Dark Commission. Braided cotton candy, probably. What? Oh, Nathaniel, Dark Commission, what are you using for the reins? Braided cotton. Oh, braided cotton. Cotton. I said cotton candy. What the hell am I reading? I'm freaking out. losing my stuff. Losing the cool. Old Man Logan says, looks great dark. Dark Commission, the horse's ass. A bit cheeky. It's a bit cheeky for a horse's ass. Braided cotton for the reins, cool. Dude, you gotta send more pics in when this is getting further along, because yeah, that's looking really cool. Thanks for the CNC, Kris, and all. Yeah, I mean, where else? What other YouTube show or Twitch show? Are we talking miniatures? We're talking plastic. We're talking painting, and we're talking about horses' asses. What other show? This is it, man. This is how we know the apocalypse is on the way. That's awful, but true. This is the last email, and this one is from Milimber, aka Lee. Hi, Chris. Hi, monkeys. Or hey, monkeys. Got a Saturday off for a change and wanted to share some stuff I'm working on. Got some Necrons, Beastclaw Raiders, and some Reaper minis I'm using for a D&D with the kiddos. Trying to decide how to paint the energy bits and sword and shield of my Lich Guard. Warmer colors feel like too much contrast, so I'm thinking a lighter blue or purple. Thoughts? The Sigmar stuff the kids painted, as well as Dragonborn Fighter. I really like the Griffin Hound he did. I did the Dwarf Clerk. I'm told the Dragonborn sword is red because it's a fire sword. LOL. Lastly, I got some Turbo Dork paints in, and that are awesome. And that are awesome. And that they're awesome. They are awesome. Either way, Turbo Dork, yeah, a lot of fun. Love the Turbo Dork paints. Oh, pictures are down here. See, can we go with this picture? Let's go with this picture. Yeah, let's go with this picture. And we got some Necrons. Look pretty darn good. Oh, wait, you want to talk about the energy, right? The energy? The coils? Is that what we're talking about again? Crap, I forget. The blue? I think with the blue, it looks fine. Because you wanted to do the lightning, right? Let me see here. I got to go back here. I got to go back to the email. Where was it? Yeah, how to paint the energy bits and sword and shield of my Lich Guard. Warmer colors feel like two contrasts. I think in lighter blue or purple. Yeah, so, oops. Wrong one. There we go. So for the swords and energy bits, blue, yeah, with this color scheme, blue would work. Because you already got the gold for the handles and the other accenting bits and stuff like that. And for the energy, blue would work. They do sell acrylic rods that fit Necrons that are blue. You get them in various colors. Purple would work as well. More of a magenta purple, like magenta, which is more pushing to. It's a purple, but more red. Would work as well. A bright green, like moot green, stuff like that. Yeah, that'd be too much. A blue, yeah, like a light blue. If you start off, say, with Kaldor Sky as your... Oh, I see you got Temple Guard blue. Yeah, do Temple Guard blue. And then edge it with Baharoth blue. Yeah, do that. And then, of course, if it's just a little bit too bright for you, you can always... Yeah, here's an idea. Nice and quick, nice and easy, okay? Give it a base coat of Temple Guard blue, okay? Then edge it, or just do the cutting edge, or just follow the little panels, or however you're comfortable with doing it, with Baharoth blue. Baharoth blue? Yeah, Baharoth blue. Yeah, that's the right blue. And you edge it with that, okay? Then, of course, you can, if you want to go just a little bit brighter, you can always do, like, the tips and things like that with White Scar, okay? And then you could always hit it with a glaze of Gilliman blue. Not too heavy, just enough to tint all the color, but also fall within the little details. And bang, be done with it. And that'll give you a nice, bright, energetic blue. If that's what you want to go for. Because, I mean, you got that darker blue, and that blue, like, what blue is that? What blue is that? What blue? That doesn't look like... It could be Cantor blue, but it doesn't quite look like Cantor blue. But might be Cantor blue. Anyway, I think bright blue like that. And that will work on the blades of the weapons. That'll work in the little energy coils as well. Like the little energy things. Just do a little Temple Guard blue. Do a little bit of Baharoth blue. Maybe tiny dots of White Scar. And then give it a glaze of Gilliman blue. Thin Gilliman blue, like not too heavily. If you wanted to creep in some of the panel lines, you can always apply just a hair a little bit more, but be mindful not to go wild with it. Use it very deliberately. And yeah, and go for that. I think that would be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Scarabs. Yeah, I think for the scarabs, do the eyes in that bright blue. That'd be cool. Look at that. These are really good. I mean, obviously for, somebody who's, still grasping with the painting and everything. These aren't horrible. And that's pretty darn good. These aren't something I go, oh my gosh, what'd you do? Hey, that's really good. You even got the eyes. Now, is that Turbo Dork colors on the body? That's got to be Turbo Dork. Looks really good. That purple. That's really cool. It's fantabulous. I like the color scheme, actually. I like that. I like that purple with the blonde hair. That's really cool. Like the upper half really works for me. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah. That's some nice clean painting. That's effective. Holy Kermoles. Is that very cool? Now, I see you have an airbrush turntable, but I don't see a lot of airbrushing. Curious. Oh, you airbrushed your Necrons. No, you didn't. So I'd see it on the base if you did. So why don't I see more airbrushing from you, Lee? Anyway, thank you, Lee, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And hopefully that little bit of information kind of helps inspire you to, do something with, those coils or whatever. And yeah. I don't know if you are around. I thought I seen your name today, or maybe it was last week I seen your name. But either way, awesome stuff. Thank you for the email. And feel free to send more or updates on wherever else you do. I like the little clerk model. That was really nice. A lot of fun. Ebb and flow. I don't know what the hell this means. Horses' asses. This is why terrorists hate us. They hate our freedom. Dark Mission. I like the colored Necrons in general. The ones I did a few years ago were red themed and looked better than GW plain silver. Yeah. Like the red bodies and different color, or just the armor plates and metal. Or was it red metal? Has anybody done red metal Necrons? I don't know if I've ever seen that. Red metal Necrons? Is that a thing? Oof, man, I'm getting a lot of drop frames. Interesting. Because I'm overdue? I'm 20 minutes past due, man. Jeez Louise. I think we better start wrapping up the show here. I'm thinking so. Because, yeah. Twitch says the stream's been okay. YouTube? What does YouTube say? YouTube says... Oh, the GIM. Man, I missed that. Oh, you posted that 10 minutes ago. Okay. The GIM. Did a super chat. Thank you, GIM. Remember where you are. This is Thunderdome. And death is listening and will take the first man that screams. I should have read that more ominously. I didn't realize that was supposed to be more ominous. I'm not going to try and do it in the actor's voice because he does it a lot better than I do. He's dying time is here. Anyway, remember where you are. This is Thunderdome, and death is listening, and we'll take the first man that screams. Sorry, I ran out of breath there. Screams. Screams. Scream. Anyway. Seriously though, have we seen metallic red Necrons? I don't know if we've seen that. I don't know. Can't say for sure, Captain. Nathaniel. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. That's mini wargaming, man. It's Thunderdome at mini wargaming. Love it. Thank you. Yeah. Anyway. I can't. No, I'm getting the giggles now. Anyway. So, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I think we might have learned something. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Everybody on Twitch and YouTube. Thank you guys. If you have any questions, if you're attending live, you can always ask in the chat. I say it many times before. There are no dumb questions. As long as you're asking questions, I realize there are people at varying levels of this hobby, and, all are welcome here. All are welcome. And I mean that. It's true. All are welcome. Of course, if you can't attend live and you want your question, you got a question, and he's like, geez, I need this answered, man. Send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's Kris. I'm going to make a shirt. It's spelled with a K. That's what's going to happen. It's spelled with a K. Send your questions to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Of course, a link for wavethebrush.com is in the description below as well. That is the central hub of all this silliness. It's the links to the Instagram, Discord. Discord's been fantastic. And, of course, links for t-shirts. If you want to help support the cause, wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. Want to look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy in this world? My God, they're wearing a Way of the Brush t-shirt. And, of course, for everybody who's purchased a shirt, big thank you. And send a picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine because it's just fun. It's nice to put a name with a face, and a face with a name, and a name with a name, and a face with a face. You know, so yeah, big thank you always to everybody who's helped out in that fashion. And of course, if you are considering purchasing the shirt, hey, look fantastic. Got many different designs, and of course, feel free to tell me, hey, I'd like to see the design on this or that or whatever, right? So it all helps. Of course, waythebrush.com also has links for Patreon support. If you want to consider helping monetarily, big thank you to everybody who currently supports on Patreon. It's been fantastic. Without their support, a lot of these upgrades and site maintenance and things like that just wouldn't happen. So, a big thank you to everybody. And of course, if you are considering Patreon support, a huge thank you preemptively, as I only ever charge per episode of Way of the Brush, and I only do this every Saturday. So, I think you kind of know what you're getting into if you're considering Patreon support, as I only charge basically 4 times a month. 4? Is that 4? That's 4. So, big thank you, patrons. Huge thank you. And of course, a big thank you to Guy Mayer Alfer, aka Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl. That's his YouTube channel. Check him out if you love yourself some beer and you love yourself some bowl. And check him out anyway. Give him a subscribe, because, he took the time out of his busy day to create the email jingles that play before the email segments. And, always a big thank you to him. He didn't have to do it. He created this wonderful, fantastic thing that puts a smile on our faces all the time and blow out the eardrums. But that's my fault. That's okay. And, is that our usual endings? I think so. So, yeah. Come to waythebrush.com. Just go to waythebrush.com. It's in the description. Let's go. Yeah. It's all there. It's all you need. And, yeah. I keep thinking there's something else. There's something else to the ending. I can't think of it. Oh, yeah. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. For everybody. Okay, that was my usual thing there with the Patreon support, right? So for those who cannot support monetarily or, don't feel it worthy, I suppose. There's other ways you can support the channel as well by liking, thumbing up the video, commenting, subscribing, following on Twitch, and that's all good. Ooh, there's a plane flying over it now. Getting Nam flashbacks because I've never been there, and all the usual things. Yeah, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Oh, sharing's another good one, because when people ask, because I see it a lot, around the internet, I need advice on this. I need advice on this, Share them the video. Show them the video. Say, hey, Kris does this. He's been talking about it. He talks just about that. And, I realize that, in a 2-hour episode, it's kind of hard to say, well, just watch this whole 2-hour episode about your one particular question, but I guess there's highlights, right? I guess we could do highlights. I know on Twitch you can create highlights, particular segments. Maybe we should do highlights. Then I gotta go back and do it. It sounds like work. I don't want to do it. It sounds like work. God, no, I don't want to do it. So I want to thank you guys tuning in today. Listen to me ramble on. I am super excited. Bandai, Games Workshop. To me, that's the most exciting news I've heard in the last couple days. GW paints, fantastic. New models, okay. But Bandai Games Workshop, oh man, that's super exciting, man. Because I love Bandai stuff and I love Games Workshop stuff, and the two of them coming together, man, it's exciting. That's like coffee and cigarettes. That's a terrible example. Peanut butter and jelly. There we go. It's peanut butter and jelly. It's like peanut butter and chocolate. That's what it is. It's peanut butter and chocolate. Reese's buttercups. No. Peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter cups. Yeah. I'm done. I got nothing else to say. Any final words of wisdom? Old man Logan. Later Kris with a K. Ha, 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 ha. That's let's get the hell out of here, people. Let's enjoy the rest of this day. And, you know, yeah. Oh, man, I'm still dropping frames. Oh, man, the internet's going to crap right now. Let's do our ending thing here and let's get the hell out of here. Holy man, what's going on with my internet? Don't know. It's pooping out on me. The show's gone on to it. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe it's YouTube sabotaging me because I was making fun of the machine god. Dun 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 dun. Gim, going back to bed. Going back to bed, dude. We're in the same time zone. That means it's 2:30 in the afternoon. You're going back to bed. Mind you, though, you got the little rugrats, so yeah, you're probably tired. You've probably been working lots, I imagine. Go back to bed, dude. If you want to go back to bed. Did you do anything nice for Jen for Mother's Day? Just get her flowers. Yeah? No? Maybe? Or you're going, oh wait, it's Mother's Day tomorrow? Son of a bitch. You might be, I don't know. The machine spirit might not let him do his post credits. Post credits, yeah. I don't have credits. But the thing is, though, as I keep watching the my signal strength and everything like that, and it keeps fluctuating, and I keep getting things, so I'm not going to be on here too long. But yeah, it keeps spiking. I'm getting more drop frames. There's a lot of drop frames going on. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I am getting shut down. Maybe I'm getting shut down. Or maybe it's... But no, I mean... Twitch and YouTube say everything's kosher. So... Yeah, Twitch says there's no spikes in what's been going on. It says excellent. That's the stream health on there. Excellent. Yeah. Excellent. YouTube doesn't say crap, so it's on my end. It's got to be my end. Or maybe it's on Restream. Ooh, maybe it's on Restream. Maybe. Anyway, Dark Mission. Imagine painting a plastic sister and she kept saying, "Stop it, it tickles." Huh? Huh? Nathaniel, I stand corrected. Yeah, you do stand corrected as I sit corrected. Sophie, storm YouTube offices if you do. Nathaniel, maybe a lightning strike in the server node. Maybe. But it's a clear sunny day. It's nice out. I'm probably gonna go because we're gonna have dinner. Yeah, we're gonna have dinner soon. Well, not too soon. It's 2:30 for God's sakes. But I'm gonna go get some beer. And you know what? I think I'm gonna probably have myself. Ooh, maybe I'll have a cigar now. Maybe I'll have to get myself a bottle of something. Bottle of juice. Not that I advocate alcohol and tobacco consumption, but who's actually consuming tobacco? You don't consume tobacco. I mean, you inhale it. But is that considered consumption? Because I always like coffee. I assume consumption is, consuming it, right? I don't know. Anyway. I'm stopping right there for anybody who gets on my ass about trying to sell kids on tobacco and alcohol abuse. And Kris has a bad influence on kids. Sophie, smoking is bad. Give it up, Kris. I know, and I have. I've given it up many times, and I keep coming back. It's a cruel mistress. It is. I know. It's bad. It's bad. I know. And besides, I already got a mother, so, Wrong button.